A Nuclear Illogicality by Investors Business Daily, May 15, 2009. Proliferation. The outgoing director of the UN's nuclear watchdog warns major powers such as the U.S. to unilaterally disarm or be blamed for the doubling of nuclear weapon states in a few years. Not so fast. Employing the conventional wisdom of the Nobel Prize cocktail party crowd, Mohammed El-Baradi, head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, revealed Friday that the spread of nuclear weapons was rooted in the cruel unfairness of some nations having nuclear weapons and others not. Quote, any regime has to have a sense of fairness and equity, and it is not there, end quote, he told the Guardian newspaper. So the global nuclear COP solution is for the top nuke powers, including the U.S., to drop their weapons and quit being so unfair. Quote, pretty soon, you will have 9 weapon states and probably another 10 or 20 virtual weapon states, end quote. He said mostly in the Mideast. So how do you stop this? Quote, slash the 27,000 warheads we have, 95% of which are in Russia and the U.S., end quote, he said. Rogue states, quote, will think twice because the major powers will have the moral authority to go after them and say, we are doing our end of the bargain. Now it is up to you, end quote. It's a complete misreading of the dynamic of proliferation, but it does explain why the UN has been so ineffective in halting it. We got news for Mo. Nuclear weapons are not a commodity whose unequal distribution is at the root of the global arms race. The U.S. has had nuclear weapons since 1945. Aside from the Soviet Union, few nations sought to develop them in response to U.S. possession of them. Just look at Europe. But the equation changed in 1998 when Pakistan exploded its first nuke and worsened further in the 9/11 aftermath when Iran sought to enrich its own uranium into bombs and warheads. Suddenly, nations in reach of Iran's and Pakistan's nukes had an interest in getting these weapons. Peaceful, growth-oriented nations like the oil-rich United Arab Emirates began looking to buy nuclear power plants, a step toward other kinds of nuclear know-how. Calling that a quest for fairness is ridiculous. It's self-defense. For nations like Kuwait, Egypt, or Saudi Arabia, who fear Iran getting a nuclear weapon, hard experience has taught them that the intentions of their neighbors matter. A nuclear Iran won't stop threatening others unless the U.S. or Israel destroys its nukes first. Moral suasion from the UN hasn't worked. A disarmed America won't either. El-Baradi knows this. It's no wonder the UN has made such a mess of its role as the world's nuclear watchdog. Copyright Investors Business Daily, read by OutloudOpinion. For more podcasts, go to ibdeditorials.com and outloudopinion.com.